almost immediately you catch on to. So this guy, I think he's very good at, at least this one, Captain Ron, he's good at capturing a very specific tone really quickly.
His career has been strange. He has a lot of like sort of exploitation horror movies and then a bunch of made-for-TV comedies and then Captain Ron.
I love me some Captain Ron. Oh, gosh. All right. I got a really weird one, but here's my first pick. So what we're doing is we're taking movies from any movie with night in the title, and we're allowing Demon Night. And like basically we're pretty flexible on what night is, but we're just... Yeah. It can't be like First Night with Richard Gere. You can't do that. But if it's Demon Night, because it's a night and you're a demon knight, yada yada, you can.
It's a good pun. Yeah. So it's not The Dark Knight. We're not counting that one.
No.
Okay.
Right? Are we?
Yeah, I don't want to count that one. Nah. That would win. That wins all the time.
Yeah. No. I leave that out of everything. All right. So for me, I'm gonna go with Malik from Shark Night.
Okay. Tell me about Shark Night because I do not know what this is.
So in the beginning of the film, it's just these college kids who go to a lake, but there's a bunch of sharks on the lake, and then these guys on the lake film teenagers getting eaten by sharks, and then they sell it on the black market. But Malik, in the beginning, he gets his arm ripped off while skiing from a bull shark, I believe. Or I don't think it's the great white. I think it's the bull shark. And later on, Malik learns that his girlfriend is killed by a shark, and he kind of loses his mind. So he grabs a spear, and he goes into the water and has a battle with a hammerhead shark, and he kills it.
That's awesome.
A one-armed dude goes and just... I feel bad for the sharks, but these are like man-eaters. These are kind of movie man-eater sharks. So he goes in, kills a shark, one arm, just goes into the water, expecting to die, and kills it. And then later on, they're on a jet ski, which are, terrible jet ski action scenes, and he sacrifices himself for his friend. But his friend is a dummy, and instead of just going away and living, he chooses to go back, and then a shark catches him. But Malik, man, he kills a shark with one arm in the water. Obviously in the water, it wouldn't be on land.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
At night. So, I mean, that's a tough dude right there. So I gotta go with Malik from Shark Night.
Okay. So my number one pick, number one draft, which I think will win me this draft, frankly, is Taryn White from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. Ooh. She is the punk woman with who like has the mohawk in the dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best part of that movie right there. So awesome.
How does she die? What happens to her again?
So she confronts Freddy, and she knows Kung Fu, and she's beating him up. And then he whips out his hands, and they have turned into needles, and she overdoses.
That's what it is.
She like stabs her and overdoses her. Yeah, it's so... I remember watching that scene and just going, no, because I loved all those characters so much. And they got done dirty in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, just to be honest with you.
That's such a tough thing to do, though. You are going to battle Freddy. That's so, like, I love that plot. Oh, man.
Yeah. And Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is my second favorite. It's like the first one and that one. And might actually be my favorite. I love that film.
And Rennie Harlan directs 4.
Oh yeah, the Dream Master.
Yeah,
that's a weird one. It's weird.
And also, guys, if you want to listen, David and I did a episode about New Nightmare.
Oh yeah, we did New Nightmare.
They all blend in together, don't they?
Yeah, they kind of blended together.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll get a new one in another 5 years.
Yeah, Taryn White's definitely being included. She's a badass.
Okay, what do you got?
My next one is Barbara from the Night of the Living Dead remake.
Oh, okay.
Because she's just, at the end, she goes, we can just walk around them. And then she just leaves the house and just walks around the zombies with a bandolier and some guns and lives.
That's awesome.
We can just walk around them. And she does. And it's awesome. And she just crushes. It's so smart. So she thinks. So I like her. I got to include Barbara.
Okay. I'm going to go a little zany one. And this is the mayor of Halloween Town from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh.
Because I love that character so much.
Yeah.
Because it's not. He's so high stressed.
I mean, it's a tough job.
He's so funny. I know that everyone loves Jack Skellington and all those other characters. Nope. I love the mayor.
I mean, that's a big job for him to do. I mean, that's a huge gig. And he's got the Oogie Boogie hanging around, those gross kids. That nasty scientist who's terrible to that lady. And she keeps knocking him out. I like him. Doesn't his head spin around?
It does. That's one of the reasons he smiles or he frowns.
Yeah, that dude looks awesome. What a great design. He kind of creeps me out. Oh, man. All right. I got a weird one for you. Have you seen Game Night?
Yes.
Jesse Plemons, Gary, the cop.
Oh, God.
He is so weird.
The dog? Dog included?
Yes, dog included, covered in paint. Or whatever he gets doused with in that movie. But he's just so weird, Jesse Plemons. He is the weirdest character. But he takes a bullet, he comes back, he has some skills, He's creepy. He's loyal. So I'm going to go with Gary. And he can pull together a pretty fun little heist.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, game night. So I'm going to get Jesse Plemons from Game Night.
Okay. So I'm going to go with something that is, I think, really off the beaten path in terms of maybe movies you've covered. I want to go with Reverend Harry Powell from Night of the Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
This is played by Robert Meacham. And I'm glad you've seen this movie. I don't think a lot of people have. It is fantastically scary. Robert Meacham is terrifying. And it feels like, was it Robert De Niro channeled him when he did his take on Cape Fear. Yeah. It's a really excellent role that I think it's an overlooked movie.
Oh, I mean, it's one, like, so they're planning on remaking it. And
that's rough.
The thing is, every movie gets remade, but I guess I'm kind of happy about it because it might bring eyes back to Night of the Hunter. Because that dude's awesome, man.
His tattoos, terrifying.
Like his hate tattoos on his hands.
Yeah. Speaking of remake, they are trying to remake Night of the Comet, by the way.
Yeah. Where did she direct from? Where was she from?
VHS.
Yeah, that's what it is.
She's writing the script. She's not necessarily directing.
I hope it's as fun.
Yeah, Roxanne Benjamin is her name.
You know, everything gets remade, so I give her the benefit of the doubt. I hope it's fun.
Okay.
I don't see it. She's got to find a way to surprise, though, because this movie was such a fun surprise. She should put love-hate tattoos on people. Oh, man. That dude is so scary. That predates Psycho by 5 years. I think he's one of the most vile 55. I wonder how that got past the Hays, like the code.
I mean, I don't think there's a ton of blood in it. I just think that there's a lot of implied violence.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably how they got around it, implied violence.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also large scenes of it. It's just kids on a raft, like watching the night.
Night. Oh, this is great. All right, I'm gonna go with. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go with Eden from 30 Days of Night.
Cool, that's a good one. That was on my list too.
And I really like. So there's a scene in the film 30 Days of Night, and Norbert just asked if we could cover it. He's like, Mark, please. So yeah. Wait, or was it you or Norbert? Norbert.
I've talked to you about it, but that's not one I've recommended.
Oh, got it. But I like when he has that swing set fight on the playground. I just think Josh Hartnett's like a 6'4" dude, big guy, and he just has a physicality to him 30 Days a Night that you really believe. And I liked his interactions with the townsfolk, and I like the fist fight at the end when he just punches through maybe a vampire's face, and then he dies. But still, like if you need someone getting punched through the face, you bring Eben in to fight.
Yeah, so that's a good one. I think he's probably definitely going to make our list. I want to take Peter Vincent from Fright Night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Wait, which one?
So the original.
Okay. I love the remake, by the way.
I haven't seen the remake, so I can't comment.
Oh, wow. Dude, it's worth watching. It's fun. It's a fun
but I love just like how ridiculous the character is, and I appreciate it.
Oh, dude, I love that movie. I think it's a perfect flick. Fright Night. And I actually had Amy from the Fright Night remake in the list, played by Imogen Poots, because I think she's really good in horror films, but I'll take her out. And I won't use her for this one. But yeah, no, I love his character, though. He doesn't believe it at first, but he comes through at the end. He battles Ed. Oh, I like that. He's such a warm performance. Was it Roddy McDowell?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so my last one, I'm going to do Jerry Lynn from Demon Knight.
Okay.
Played by Jada Pinkett. I mean, she's just, I think she's a badass. I like Jada Pinkett. I think she has great. I like all of her scenes with Billy Zane. She lives. She becomes the new guardian of the key. I mean, she goes through a hell night and survives. So I'm gonna add because I don't know, Jada Pinkett, man, she's tough. So I'd love to have her on my survivor squad. So and I had to pick someone who survived because I had a few people who died. So I wanted to add her to that.
So this next one I think is gonna be hard, and I'm gonna give you the three that I have left.
Okay.
So I have Virgil Tibbs from In the Heat of the Night. I have Peter Warren from It Happened One Night, and the Rabbit from Night of the Lupus.
Okay, we gotta go with In the Heat of the Night. I mean, Tibbs. That's such a groundbreaking character because, Sidney Poitier that same year was in he was in two Best Picture movies that year. Well, I guess he was coming in dinner in this. And what I like about his Tibbs character is how he's not the stereotypical like better than everybody else man. He's pissed off in this town. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to help these people. But he's tasked at doing it, and I thought it was such a great performance by Sidney Poitier. I mean, you got to have. I mean, for me, I'm sorry, I don't want to make your pick. You can do it, but I love Tibbs in that movie.
No, I think that's the right pick, and I think the the honorable mention goes to Peter Warren from It Happened One Night. I don't know if you've seen that movie, Mark. It's like the prototypical or the generator of screwball comedies. And Clark Gable is fantastic as just this down on his luck newspaper man who has literary ambitions. I absolutely love that movie. It's a great date night movie. But you're right. I think Virgil Tibbs is the better choice.
I mean, just because he's in enemy territory in that movie.
Yep.
Oh no, I've watched this. This is when they I watched this years ago. It Happened One Night.
Yep.
That's a good.
It's a Best Picture winner. Yeah.
So, have you guys covered it yet?
We have.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so go to Award Wieners Movie Review Podcast and listen to that. And we got, you know what? I'll record a intro again to put on the front of this episode because we always forget to promote your great podcast. But yeah, so let's see. So we're gonna do Tibbs from In the Heat of the Night.
Yes.
Oh man. All right. So who should we keep?
I think Eben is a 100% keep.
All right, because we both had him.
Yes, we both had him, so let's keep him.
I mean, we got to have Taryn. She's a badass.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's two. That's good. So what is the goal? Are they trying to survive a night?
Yes.
Okay. All right, give me some of the people you had again because I can't remember all of them.
I got Jesse Plemons from Game Night, Malik from Shark Night, Barbara from Night of the Living Dead, and Jerry Lynn from Demon Night.
So I would take either Barbara or Jerry Lynn.
Oh man, can we do Jerry Lynn? Because I feel like Demon Knight needs more love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though Barbara does a gangster move at the end of it. And can we add Tibbs from In the Heat of the Night, or is that are you not?
No, I think Tibbs is great. I think Tibbs he's gonna rally the troop. He's gonna get everyone ready.
Yeah, I'm big on him. So let's see.
I mean, I think we can cut the mayor.
All right, and we can
too stressed.
We can get rid of Malik because he gets killed, and Gary would just be really creepy.
Yeah, so that means we're left with Peter Vincent, Reverend Harry Powell. My problem with Reverend Harry Powell is I think he would try to kill everyone.
Yeah. Oh, no, he would for sure.
Yeah, so maybe not the best choice.
Yeah, we don't want him. And then we're getting rid. So now we have Peter Vincent, who would begrudgingly come along, or Barbara from the Night of the Living Dead remake.
I mean, there's such different skill sets.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they both come through, though. They
do. But it feels like... So Barbara goes from being comatose to being a badass, and Vincent goes from being an unbeliever to competent.
Yeah. So we don't want a low, is what you're saying?
Yeah. So I think we want Barbara.
Oh, because she becomes a badass.
Yeah, she goes from low to high, and Peter Vincent goes from low to medium.
Okay, I love it. That's funny. Got it. Oh man, so we actually we have a kind of normal squad here. But I love it. I think this squad. All right, so we have Barbara from Night of the Living Dead remake, Eben from 30 Days a Night, Jerry Lynn from Demon Night, Taryn White from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and Tibbs from In the Heat of the Night.
Yeah, I mean Taryn is the least capable, I think, because she has to fall asleep to be able to do stuff.
But yeah, they would find a way around it.
Yeah. They just open up a locker. Hey, look, it's all your punk outfit. It's your punk outfit. How'd it get here?
So can we say it's just her punk character in this?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Imagine that squad. I would love this. Well, dude, this was fun, man. Any final thoughts about Night of the Comet before we get out of here?
I really liked it. I'm eventually going to get around the Night of the Creeps. I'll let you know how that is. But I'm happy we did this one. I was worried that you might not like it because it's so 80s.
This movie, I'm telling you, dude, this thing goes past time because of the characters and the low budget. I think it's very 80s, but there's nothing. I mean, the neon colors and some of the outfits and the hair. But other than that, these characters are so timeless. To me, at least. I think even today they're fresh. I think they're cool for even today.
They definitely are. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm big fans of them. So, I mean, dude, I'm so happy you suggested this. This is one of these movies that I love finding and talking about on the podcast and promoting, even though it was made over, 30 years ago. But still, it's great. So, no, man, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for David Cross, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week. Hey, let me do something real quick. Hey, Mark here. So, as always, we always seem to forget about this, but David Cross, you'll recognize him from the podcast. He has a wonderful show called the Award Wieners Movie Review Podcast. They just released an episode about Godfather 2. They have more on the way. Basically, what they do is they talk about films that won Best Picture Academy Awards, and then they pair it with an Oscar Mayer hot dog recipe. What I love about this show is when you leave this show, you feel like you've learned something. You learn about the directors, the actors, how the film was made, what it was up against, what else came out that year. So when you listen to this podcast, you'll have a great time listening to them talk, but then you also learn something about the movies, and I love hearing that. So head over to wherever you can. This podcast is everywhere, and listen to the Award Wieners Movie Review Podcast.